Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good day. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about something interesting I saw from Kanye West. Kanye West made an interesting comment about the fact that he hasn't touched cash in 4 years. So I'm going to tell you what that means. Does that mean that he has real wealth, or does that mean he just hasn't touched cash? So get comfortable, buckle up a seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day. The condition is that we are Black first. Black first means that we are B1. B1 means we put our community at the top of our priority list. B1 means that Black people are the people that matter here. It doesn't mean you got to be Black to be here. It just means that we are building our community. We are getting it in. We're getting it done. We're making it happen. We ain't scared of nobody. We are on top of our game. So if you agree, if you are B1 and you're okay with being B1, then put a hashtag B1 in the chat, hashtag B1. Now I'm checking my microphone settings to make sure you guys can hear me. Give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me okay. I just got back from my second honeymoon with my beautiful wife, and we took a trip. We took a cruise. And during that cruise, I forgot how to use my microphone properly. So let me make sure my microphone's hooked up right. So give me a yes in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. I'm about to hit a couple buttons. Hopefully that'll make my audio come through better. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. I apologize for any audio issues here. All right, so let me jump in and let me just ask you guys a simple question. And then one thing I'm going to definitely need is just a reminder that you guys can hear me okay. I'm hitting a new audio button, so let me know if I'm coming through all right. Just give me some confirmation that I'm coming through, safe and sound. All right, so how many of you heard that Kanye West, about this interesting comment Kanye West made? It wasn't a big deal, didn't make big news, but it got my attention because I think it's interesting, because I think Kanye is interesting, number one. I also think that this is interesting in terms of a learning point about wealth and about money. And so basically, Kanye made a comment. He made a comment where he basically said, I haven't touched cash in 4 years. And he made this comment this weekend at something called a Balenciaga Spring 2023 fashion show, which I don't do stuff like that. That stuff doesn't interest me. But anyway, at this fashion show that I will never attend ever in my life, Kanye made that statement. Now, what I wanted to do was kind of address that a little bit because I wanted to kind of give you guys a couple thoughts on this so that you can process a little bit what you heard. One of the challenges of the Black community is that, rappers, Kanye's a good guy. Now, first of all, I've met him, I talked to him on the phone, but we only talked 10 minutes, but the 10 minutes we had it was a good 10 minutes. It was fair. He told me his net worth. He told me a couple other things. And, and it was interesting. It was talking to Kanye, but, and I like Kanye. I like the fact that he likes Powernomics. He's a big student and fan of Dr. Claude Anderson, which I believe every Black person in this country should read Powernomics when they're a child. If every Black person in America, if 1/10 of all Black people read Powernomics when they were children, Black people would be the number one leaders on earth in economics. Do you hear what I'm saying? Literally, if 1/10 of our children read a book like Powernomics before their 12th birthday, then Black people would lead the world in economics. We would lead the world in asset ownership. We would lead the world in savings rates. We would lead the world in investment. We would lead the world in stock ownership. We would be killing it. We would be doing more than what the Jewish community is doing. I'm dead serious. And I want you guys to understand that. You guys know my PhD is in finance. This is what I do. And the thing is, what you don't understand a lot of times is it's the little things that make all the difference. It's just the little things. It ain't like changing the whole world. You ain't got to give somebody $10 billion and change their whole reality. You just got to change a little bit. Like if we were to buy Black, like maybe an extra 5%, that would literally lead to a multi-billion, maybe multi-trillion-dollar wealth transfer. Just 5%, just that little bit. So do it a little bit. It's like losing weight. Y'all saw me go from fat to less fat. I ain't a perfect fit look of health, but I'm better, right? And y'all saw that, and that came from just doing a little bit, all right? So keep that in mind. Anyway, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. So let me keep going here. So Kanye made this comment, and he said, I haven't touched cash in like 4 years. And then somebody else made a comment and said, ha, that's real wealth. Now, here's what's interesting about that. I thought about that and I said, what is it about not touching cash that indicates that this is real wealth? Let's do an example with some props, shall we? I'm getting ghetto right now. I'm about ready to pull out some cash right quick. I got some cash. I don't have Kanye West net worth, but I'm holding cash. That's 100. That's 200. I'm gonna be a rapper right now. I'm literally going to imitate your favorite rapper. I got 100, 200, 300, 400. See, notice I say 100, not 100. You can't enunciate your words. That's lame. That makes you a simp if you enunciate your word. 500, 501, 502, 503, 513, 518, 519, 520, 521, 520. So I got $521 in my wallet right now. Now I'm carrying cash. Now, does carrying cash mean what does me carrying cash say about my net worth? Like if I was in the club, I'm sure there's plenty of strippers salivating right now, like, how's he gonna get this man in the club? But you don't get me in the club because my wife look better than all y'all anyway, and she got a brain to go with it. Even though strippers are actually pretty smart. I did go to a strip club one time for my brother's, well, I'm not gonna tell too much, but I had a relative who had a bachelor party. It was my brother. And I did go because I had to watch him. I was the best man. And I was really impressed. They were actually quite intelligent, very acrobatic. But anyway, but seriously though, you know, in our family, we take our wealth and we try to keep it. Now, how did I get the $500? Well, you know, I told you guys I like to play poker, so I played a little poker when we were out, and I just, you know, I wiped all them white boys out. Like all their money was gone. They don't understand how good I am at the game. So anyway, why am I making this point? I'm making this point because there is nothing I just did. If I showed up at the club and I'm doing this is what you do. This is what in the animal kingdom they call it like a mating call. Like the same way peacocks, when they want to get women to sleep with them, they show how their fluffy feathers, or lions will roar, or bears will growl. Well, men, when we trying to get women's attention, trying to impress women, we start doing stuff like this, right? Like there's probably some gold diggers in the chat right now saying, "Ooh, how can I get in Dr. Blake's DM?" Please don't try that, because I got a wife and she will kill you. Anyway, so my point is to say that there's nothing about me having $500 in my wallet that says almost anything about my net worth. Nothing. This I could have got this off of my credit card. I literally could put my credit card in the machine and get a cash advance. And this could literally be the bank's money. So there's nothing about having cash that means I have money. And there's nothing about the absence of cash that means that I'm broke. When you talk about the term real wealth is measured in among a couple other things, but the main variable used to measure wealth, I'm getting scientific with y'all, is net worth. Your assets minus your liabilities. What you own minus what you owe. The assets you control minus the debt that you may have taken on to control those assets. So if you are some dude who went to college and got $250,000 in student loans so you can get you a $70,000 a year job, and you at the club doing this because everybody won't be next to the college grad who's got the pocket full of money, well, then you might be misleading people, because a lot of times, a lot of you might be fooled by something as simple as the presence or the absence of cash as an indicator of a person's economic status. So in this particular point, I'm not disagreeing with Kanye. I'm not sitting here trying to say Kanye doesn't have money. Kanye told me his net worth when we talked. I thought that was an interesting thing to tell me, even though we've known each other for 2 minutes, but he did. He mentioned his net worth. He said he claims it's $4 billion. I don't doubt it. I'm happy for him. But having cash and not having cash does not have anything to do with your economic standing. Okay. And so ultimately what I would say to you is also this. Look, and actually before I move to the next point, and by the way, when we get done, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm gonna give you guys a stock that I've been looking at that I really like, that I actually am buying myself come Tuesday. And so that'll be the reward for sticking out to the end of the video. I'm not gonna keep you guys here long. But anyway, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, subscribe. If you hang out with me, I promise I will do my best to make you smarter. I'll probably make you mad sometimes because I like to challenge your thinking, but I also will make you smarter because that's what I do. I'm a college professor. And also, don't forget, we have the Black Wealth Summit, which is taking place July 1st through the 3rd. Julian Gordon is coming in to talk about real estate. He controls millions of dollars in real estate. Lene Javette is coming through to talk about entrepreneurship. She is a very respected business strategist. I've worked with her for years. I'm going to be there to talk about stocks and stock market investing. My brother's going to do generational wealth. He's a private equity investor right now. And so he's going to talk about that and what he's doing in private equity. And my wife, who's an expert on psychology and the subconscious mind, is going to come in and talk about mindset and relationships. Those are two things that people don't understand that are deeply linked to wealth. If you have bad relationships, you will go broke. If you have the wrong mindset, you will go broke. And a lot of what they do in this society to manage you financially is they control your mindset. They brainwash you from birth. In fact, if you go to LinkedIn, on LinkedIn, I have a column. It's called the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. You can find the link actually in my website, boycewatkins.com. And in that website, in that latest article, I talk about how you're trained to be economic slaves. Literally from birth, you are trained to be economic slaves. So ultimately, this is the goal, right? You got to break the brainwashing. It's really heavy. And so with Kanye, what I would say is this. Look, I don't know if I'm ever going to talk to Kanye. I mean, he doesn't have to talk to somebody like me. Why would he have to listen to me? I mean, he's famous. White people love him. White people don't like me very much. So, and a lot of black people don't like me either. But I'm just going to throw my 2 cents out there just to kind of give some perspective so it can be down for the record. Here's the deal. I'm kind of getting a little bit, I don't know about y'all. Let me know if you feel this way too. I'm getting a little bit tired of rappers always bragging about how much money they have. Just saying, it's stupid. It gets on my nerves. It's fucking retarded. It's, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cuss. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. I cuss. I can't apologize for that. It's dumb, and I know even the word retarded is taboo now, so I probably shouldn't have said that, but whatever. That's what it is. And it's ignorant. And what it does is it makes the black man look like the most immature son of a bitch in the history of the world. You literally have a big chunk of your community, and I'm not talking about Kanye in this category, but my lord, some of the stuff Kanye does is strictly for attention. It's strictly to get attention, right? And he was getting a lot of attention. Then he got a little too much attention, and y'all weren't following this the way I was, but I noticed Kanye was the loudest person on the internet for about 2 weeks. And then y'all remember when Trevor Noah challenged him on the comments he made about Kim Kardashian. Next thing you know, Kanye's whole social media was wiped. I don't know if y'all saw that. And some of y'all didn't see that. Some of y'all may not have noticed. This kind of went away quietly. Kanye got real quiet. He disappeared. He went from super loud to non-existent on the internet. Now he's quietly crawling back into the public eye. And I think that what is fascinating about the community, and you really have to process this culture a little bit, because this is what's holding you back. The culture is not advancing you. The culture is holding you back. It's just like the culture of going to college and all that. We think the college graduates are pulling us forward. Some of the college graduates are pulling us back. Why? Well, because if you are a college graduate and you have so much student loan debt that you are going to die with a negative net worth, you have not added to black wealth. You have replaced black wealth for a piece of paper that a white man gave you to make you feel like you were a better human being. I'm not here to say college degrees are bad. My wife is a college professor. I'm a college professor. And so I love college. I think college is fun. College is a great place to meet people. It's a great place to go and learn a few things. But college is not a place where you want to go $250,000 in debt. That is not a good business decision. And you have to understand that there's a reason why universities and the government will loan you $200,000 to go to college. They'll loan you $50,000 to go buy a car. But they won't loan you $10,000 to start your damn business. How in the hell is it that you're going to loan me enough money to drown myself? You give me enough rope to hang myself. I mean, shit, I'm 18. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You're going to give me almost $250,000 to go get a piece of paper to give it right back to you, by the way. You're loaning me money that I'm giving right back to you, but you won't give me 10 grand to go do something that's going to pour back into my people. That is a scam, man. I mean, they're messing with you. They're screwing with your brain. And so ultimately what I would say to you is, if you don't learn how to be a critical thinker and question all this nonsense, you're going to be lost. You're going to be lost. And I think with Kanye, what I would like for Kanye to do, if you're watching Kanye, I don't know if you're going to watch this. I don't know how you're going to feel about any of this. I haven't talked to Kanye since the one conversation we had. But stop telling me how much money you got. I don't care how much money you have. I'm just going to say it. Kanye, I give zero fucks about how much money you have in your bank account. Bragging about that, go brag on an album. It sounds as silly to me as those rappers who go kill somebody and then go rap about who they killed. How the hell you gonna go rapping about your crime? Man, if you commit a crime, don't tell nobody. That should be like common sense 101. Apparently you don't have a daddy, because my daddy always said, if you ever do, if you and I ever, he's like that gangster, Michael Francis. Michael Francis said his daddy told me. His daddy was like my daddy. My daddy was a gangster. My daddy's actually had to kill people. And basically his daddy said the same thing that my daddy said. My daddy, basically he said, if we ever commit a crime together and you ask me about the crime even 10 minutes later, I'm going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to repeat anything that connects me with that criminal activity. But it's weird. Like you literally, because of this male bravado, and they say power affects your brain like a drug. Actually, go follow my Instagram. I put little facts on my Instagram because I want black people to just know random facts. I'm just like that. People think it's weird. They're like, well, why are you doing that, Doc? You're supposed to talk about finance. Well, I'm like, fuck you. It's my personal page. I'm talking about whatever I want. But I want people to be smarter, and I want them to think. And one of the things I put up, if you go up, they're green posts I put up on my Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. And I put up a post and basically explained that power affects your brain like a drug. So a lot of people who start feeling themselves, who get a little bit of self-esteem, maybe you got a record deal and all the girls like you, or maybe you got a little Instagram channel or Instagram page or YouTube channel and everybody is watching your channel, it starts to affect you like a drug, which causes you to do irrational things. So a lot of times rappers will rap about things that are just flat out obnoxious. Why does it matter to me that you have 2 Bentleys with a big booty girl in the front seat and a shotgun in the back and a pound of cocaine in the closet and a $50,000 watch? Why do I give a shit? Are you sending the watch to my house? If you're sending the watch to me, then that shit, I'll okay, thank you. I'll go find that mother. I'll go get me her bonnet and replace it with a nice $500 watch. Okay, but if you're not gonna give me that watch, if I'm not gonna be the owner of any of these assets, why should I be excited because you're bragging about all the money that you have that you're giving right back to Europeans anyway? You're literally taking that money and you're going down to see Jake the jeweler, and you about to make Jake the jeweler's whole family rich. You about to send Jake the jeweler's kids to Ivy League schools. You about to make sure Jake the jeweler's family ain't never got no financial problems. In the meantime, I'm hearing about your kids are on Instagram complaining because daddy ain't sent a child support check in 5 years. Or daddy threatened to kill my mama in front of me when I was 8 years old. I'm hearing about that. And then the community sitting back clapping for you because you made a good album. Because you have talent, but no one looks at the content of your character. Nobody looks at what kind of human being are you and what are you pouring into the black community? What are you doing to truly represent or to build or create anything positive that's going to really benefit black people on a massive scale? And I'm not talking about buying a chicken restaurant for your little cousin there. I'm talking about, did you go build 50 schools? Did you get together with all your rich white friends and jack them up and say, look, if you're my friend, you're gonna put 10 million in the pot. We're gonna raise $500 million and we're going to build 100 black-owned schools. We're going to hire black teachers to run these schools, and they're going to be all over the country so that black people can begin the process of educating our children. That's what you can rap about. Go rap about that. Go rap about real stuff. Don't rap about, how you own 2 or 3 houses, or how you got trust funds for your kids, or how you got a new watch for yourself, or you got an 80-pound gold chain. That's not beneficial. That benefits you. That's selfishness. That's narcissism. We celebrate narcissism. And some of you ladies are attracted to men like that. You're attracted to men like that maybe because you never had a solid father. You never had a man in your life who knew the strength of being a quiet man who gets things done. You were never around a solid man before. All you see are these loudmouth, braggadocious Negroes on TV, and you fantasize. You say, oh, that must be a real man because he's bragging about himself all day and talking about how great he is. No, that's not power. That's not confidence. That's called arrogance. Arrogance is not confidence. Type that in the chat, please. Somebody type the word, type arrogance is not confidence so we can make sure we get that lesson today. That's an important lesson. Arrogance is not confidence. Arrogance is actually insecurity that is covered up and disguised as confidence. So maybe the louder I am about how great I allegedly am, the more you're going to look past all of the areas where I am not showing up for anybody other than the studio that I'm making my next album at. I'm not showing up for anybody other than myself. That's not a quality man. That's not a quality leader for the black community. That's not the kind of men that are going to lead the black community out of anything. They're not going to lead black people out of the abyss. They're not going to make the community better. But you think that they're special because white people gave them money. That's literally it. You can literally have a man who makes a complete turd factory, and he's feeding turds to 8-year-old children. And if white people pay him $10 million a year to feed turds to black children, you will say, ooh, that's the black leader right there. He doing good. He lit, yo. He lit, yo. Look at that, yo. He doing good. He doing good. That's black excellence, y'all. No, it's not black excellence. It's a turd factory. But they paid you lots of money. They pay you lots of money to get your most prominent people to humiliate themselves. Again, you got a lot of men, unfortunately, who have been trained to be 45-year-old teenagers. And a community can never grow unless you've got grown men who are driving the truck. Where are the grown men in the community? I'm going to tell you where they are. The grown men in the community are the fathers who are holding it down for their children every day. The grown men in the community are the men who stand by the black woman and support and defend her all the time. You ain't got to defend and support every woman. Some women are crazy, but you pick that woman or whatever you're doing, and you defend and support those women. The grown men are the men who come through for children. When you make a promise, you tell little Sally you're going to pick her up for school on Tuesday. You show up. You show up. Come hell or high water. You show up because she's dependent on you. Because if you don't show up to pick her up at school, she'll never trust a man again, because she'll remember when she was 8 and waiting outside in the hot sun, believing her daddy was going to come, and daddy never showed up because daddy was off getting high and drunk. Because daddy's a loser. And then that sticks with her for the rest of her life. Now you've ruined every relationship she's ever going to have with a man, because she's been now radicalized with this chaos on the far left to say that black men are garbage. Therefore, if you want it done, you got to do it all by yourself. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not how it's supposed to be. The men are supposed to be able to rely on the women. Go look at every healthy culture on this earth. Go look at Japanese culture and look at how Japanese men come through for Japanese women. Go look at Chinese culture. Look at how Chinese men come through for Chinese women. Go to Chinatown and go fuck with a woman in Chinatown and watch how quickly your ass ends up looking like chop suey. Go mess with a woman in Chinatown and see how quickly they handle your ass. Go to Brazil. Brazilian men will stand up and support Brazilian women. Go to Colombia. Go to Italy. Go to Little Italy and go mess with an Italian girl and see how quickly they show up on your doorstep. See, so the thing about it is that you got to understand that some of this hip hop culture, this for the culture, they're promoting it heavily on BET. BET is a white-owned network that wants to control black culture. When they tell you this is for the culture, you need to take a moment and stop and say, which parts of this culture do I like and which parts do I not like? It's okay to like hip hop. Everybody, a lot of people do. It's okay to dance every now and then. It's okay to have fun. But some of that stuff, mark my word, is built to destroy black families and to keep you in last place, not even in second place. You hang up second place. You ain't getting second place no more. Second place belongs to the Latino people now. They done took that from you. Dr. Anderson wrote about that 30 years ago. They was gonna take it from them. It's been took. It's been took. But they really pushing you into last place, making you completely obsolete. And a lot of it's because your men have disappeared. They've disappeared on the job. So I would just say to the men who understand what I'm saying, show me what a good man looks like. Stand up for somebody. Come through for somebody. Protect somebody. Masculinity is not getting a beard and wearing gator shoes and wearing a nice suit and smoking a cigar and talking shit about women. Like, that's not masculinity. Masculinity is supposed to be protective. Masculinity is when you say, these are my people. I got this. I got these people, these women over here, these children over here. You don't mess with that. Those are mine. When my father married my mother, I told you my daddy was a gangster pretty much. I mean, he's had to kill people in his life. He was a cop, but cops are kind of gangsters, to be honest with you. And one thing my father said that was really interesting was he talked about when he adopted me and he met me and my mother, because my biological father was, he was wherever he was. He had a drug issue. He went to prison, all that stuff. He wasn't there, right? And I wasn't learning anything about being a man. And my father, when he became attracted to my mother, he saw me and he literally in his head, he said, these are mine. These two are mine. And that may sound like some toxic masculinity to some people. I didn't see it as toxic. I said, thank God he took responsibility. So the question I think any man should ask themselves is, who are you taking responsibility for? What are you taking responsibility for? And the bigger the man you are, the bigger the king you're supposed to be. Well, big kings take big responsibility for big kingdoms. So what is your kingdom? So if you're a rapper and you represent the hood, How are you carrying the hood on your back? How are you looking out for the hood? Like really looking out. I'm not talking about going to Walmart and dropping $2,000 on toys for single moms. That ain't whatever, man. So I'm talking about what infrastructure projects are underway in your life that you're a part of that are literally leading to transformative change for the people that you care about. Like I can use myself as an example. It's kind of awkward, but I'm gonna go and do that. I'm definitely a big king. I'm a big king right here. There's no person I've ever met that I have felt in any way intimidated to debate on any issue because I know my education is that solid. I know I spent 20 years studying after I got my PhD, and only 1% of the population gets a PhD, right? So I know what I do. I know my stuff. Well, I felt that because I was a king, it was my job and my goal to make sure that at least 5-10 million Black people are more economically intelligent and are making more money because they had some connection to me. So I could probably ask you in this chat, if I said to you right now, how many of you are doing better financially or feel more comfortable with your finances because you've been watching this platform? I'm sure I'll see a lot of yeses in the chat, right? So that will be an example. Or another example, as a big king, I decided I fell in love with a woman. I said, well, not only do I want you, but whatever comes with you, that's mine. I'm running that. I'm protecting that. I'm the leader of that. And I want that responsibility. It's an honor. I talk about that all the time. I said it today, actually. I say it almost every day. I said, it is an honor to be married to this woman. It is an honor. It's not an obligation. Yeah, marriage is hard. Yeah, there's some challenges and all that stuff. But I said, it's an honor to be married to you. It is an honor to be in this house. It is an honor to be the father to these children. It is an honor to be responsible for this, to be the head of this household. So I'm just trying to figure out, at what point are we going to produce more men of honor? Like, where's the honor? Where is your honor? Your honor can't just be sitting around talking shit about Black women all day. That's not honor. That's ornery. That's not honor. That's ornery. That's weird. That's catty. You know, I don't know. It can't. The honor can't be bragging about how well you're doing by yourself and not taking responsibility for anybody but yourself. That's not honor to me. What is honor? Where are our few good men? The best example I've seen of honor in our community are the men from the Nation of Islam. The men from the Nation of Islam, if you want to understand a good template, the Dr. Boyce template of manhood, look at the best and brightest in the Nation of Islam, and that's where you'll see men of honor. They are as masculine as they need to be. They will protect what they want to protect. They will honor and respect Black women at every turn. They want to be as educated as possible. They are capable of building and developing infrastructure for the community that none of these lazy rappers will ever do. They are interested in your well-being, even if they don't even know you. So that is why you see me. I told you I will never speak negative about Farrakhan. I will never speak negative about the Nation of Islam, because that is one oasis of honor that you can find in the community. And unfortunately, they get drowned out by a lot of rappers who have been unfortunately convinced by big white corporations that your job is to go out here and convince 10 million Black boys to get hooked on drugs, knowing what drugs have done to the Black community. Why in the fine fuck would you ever let these sons of bitches pay you? I'm sorry, I'm gonna cuss because it makes me mad. It makes me mad. Seriously, think about this, Negro. Why in the hell, knowing what drugs did to your mama, knowing what drugs did to your daddy, knowing that you got an uncle that got locked up on drugs, a sister that got shot over drugs, a brother that's hooked on drugs, and other people in your family have been killed over drugs, locked up. Why in the world would you ever let them pay you money to promote drugs to the Black community? There has never been a time where a community was led by a pack of crackheads. A community will never be led out of the abyss by a group of heroin addicts. Your community will never have stronger families if every other person is on dope and they're disrupting the family at every available turn. Does anybody ever know what it feels like to have a loved one that's on dope? How hard it is to communicate with them? How you can't trust them no more? You can't even bring them around the kids. You can't rely on them for shit. You could be building empires with these people, but instead they are so busy off getting high, they can't build nothing for nobody. They can't even take care of their own children. That's crazy. So again, maybe I'm just being too rational. Maybe I'm the weirdo. Maybe that makes me the nerd in the room. I don't care. But as Black people, you should have a zero tolerance policy on anything that involves the promotion of drugs in your community. Any artist, Black or white, who promotes pills, getting high, heroin, or even excessive alcohol consumption to young Black children should be banished from the community. And don't think that this will be new, because the Jewish community does stuff like that too. That's what a real community does. That's what it means to protect your community. That's how the Chinese used to be one of the most backward countries on this earth, because they had a bunch of heroin addicts. White people in Europe were selling heroin to the Chinese. So they had all these people getting high on opium. Opium was what heroin was back then. They were all getting high on opium. Couldn't build nothing, couldn't do nothing, lazy as hell, just sitting there. There's never been a relationship between a dope addict and a dope dealer where the dope addict had more power than the dealer. The dope addict is always a slave to the dope dealer. So what happened in China was you had a group of people that came along and had a zero tolerance policy. They came in, they said, you will not sell this in our community. You will not offer this to our children. If we see you using it, we're going to kill you. If we see you selling it, we're going to kill you. If we know what's in the factory, we're going to burn the factory down. They stood up for their people, and they had to fight on two fronts. They had to fight the dealers who were losing money, and they had to fight the addicts who wanted to get high. So they had the addicts who were mad, like, oh, you hating, why you hating, right? And then they had the dealers coming in saying, we got a good thing going here, man. Why are you being so disruptive? Well, as a result, 100 years later, China is the most powerful country on this earth. China just built a $9 billion aircraft carrier. Chinese children are getting educated at a level where they're going to run circles around your kids. If your kids are leaning on American public schools, they will not be able to compete with the kids in China. I taught finance in China, in Shanghai in 2006. And let me tell you, those kids were light years ahead of my students back at Syracuse University, who were spending more time getting drunk than they were spending actually studying. My Chinese students, they wanted to learn. They respected the professor. They wanted knowledge. They were hungry for success. I get back to America, people got their head spun on backwards. People spending more energy trying to get TikTok likes than they are trying to actually be successful. So mark my words. So China went from being the most backward country on the planet to being a country that is literally going to dominate the shit out of you. If you got children or grandchildren, you better tell them to learn Chinese, because they will be working for a Chinaman at some point. You see how China already owns half of Africa and about 80% of Jamaica. They own all kinds of space in all other parts of the Caribbean. The Chinese are everywhere. They are everywhere because they got a plan. They're doing powernomics. That's all they're doing. They're just doing, they're literally, it's like all of them read Dr. Claude Anderson's book, because all this stuff is common sense. But some of your common sense got zapped out of your brain because they spun your head on backward. And they got you looking at the person in last place to learn how to get in first place. The majority of Black children graduate from public schools and can't even read. Why are you allowing this to happen to your children? Where are the protective men in the community who are going to go in there and kick the door down in these schools and say, oh, hell no. Hell to the no. Why don't we have more Marcus Kleins? Why aren't we celebrating Marcus Klein, who runs Freedom Home Academy International? Why aren't we celebrating him as much as we celebrate some of these ignorant rappers who will brag about getting high and drunk every day and talk about giving their money away to Europeans and how they have more money than you? And you're not even paying attention to the educators that are getting the job done for your kids, because they screwed your head on backwards. That's it. Well, that's my 2 cents. I'm not going to say much else. I promise you guys I will give you a stock pick that I like right now. And I'll talk more about stocks later on during the week. You guys know we talk about stocks all the time. And we also have stock market class on Tuesdays. So if you'd like to join the stock market class, just go to boycewatkins.com. There's plenty of resources there. You can subscribe to my LinkedIn column. You can get on the email list. You can get whatever resources we can offer you. A lot of them are free. A lot of things in the Black Business School are totally free. Some things cost money because we have to raise money. You can't run a business without money. But a lot of things are free. So just go to boycewatkins.com, take a look. I guarantee you and your family will find things that can help you. Now, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe. The stock pick that I like right now is T-Mobile. I looked at my portfolio, and I've made a ton of money from the ownership of T-Mobile over the last several years. I'm a believer that T-Mobile is going to continue to go up. That is a stock that I like. That is a stock I'm going to continue to invest in on a consistent basis over time. So there we go. That's my stock pick of the week. And I'll give you some more stuff later on, and we'll talk more about what's going on in the markets later. There's lots to talk about. So anyway, and again, I want to make this point real clear, just in case Kanye sees the video. Sometimes rappers watch what I say. It's no disrespect. I can't. If the truth disrespects you, then that's not on me. I'm just here to say the truth, and it's the truth according to Boyce. So it's a biased truth. It's an admittedly biased truth, and that's just what it is. Okay, guys. So I can't apologize too much for that, but I do want to make it clear, because a lot of people watch my podcast, that I'm not out here trying to throw out diss bombs at nobody. I'm just challenging us as black men to do better. And if he does want help, like if he does want some free advice, I don't want a nickel of your money, Kanye or anybody. I don't want a nickel of the money. I don't need any of Kanye's billions. I got my own net worth. It ain't Kanye's net worth, but it's out there on the internet. So, because I made some money, but I would give him free advice on an infrastructure plan where you get together, you get all them white folks who claim to like you, and you raise $1 billion, and then you pour that right back into the black community on our terms, where we can invest that money. I can give you an infrastructure plan that would literally change the world and literally solidify your legacy at a level that is unlike anybody else in black history. Literally to the point where you're not just known for being a rapper who's bragging about how great you're doing. You can be a rapper who brags about how great your community is doing. And to me, if that ain't some king shit, I don't know what is. So let's just be kings. Let's be strong. I'm looking for a few good men. We can do this. All right, guys, I'm about to get out of here. And one thing I want to mention also is Dr. Claude Anderson's books, Powernomics. If you want to get a copy of his books, you can go to powernomics.com. We do Powernomics training for free in the Black Business School every Wednesday. You can sign up at boycewatkins.com if you'd like to do that. And please hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe on your way out. I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I love you. See you soon. Peace.